1, 2, 3. Here we are, guys. Today is Friday, August 22nd, and let's take a quick look at what Nasdaq might do today. Just a quick note, the price is really moving badly, guys. We also saw yesterday at the open all the little messes they made. Yeah, we can also see here, during the session they did 100 points short just to take back 130, because they started from here, did 116, and right now, guys, we're already at 130 points long, so really, be extremely careful. Anyway, let's start with the daily chart. Let's take a quick look at the situation, okay? So, they went to grab the liquidity, but they're having a bit of trouble accepting the price at the daily level. Let's erase this stuff here because inside this area, guys, we have a fair value gap short on the daily chart. So on the daily, we're really strongly short. Here we reversed, but we've already recovered. I don't care about that. We have this liquidity marked for August 1st. Let's mark it, guys. Absolutely. It's the monthly liquidity. Then, as far as the daily level is concerned, we also have up here a huge, really huge fair value gap, which we're going to mark. But I also keep the inverted fair value gap marked at this level and the one on the 4-hour chart. Okay? I'll go ahead and these are still old zones, but I need to mark them. As you can see, I've already marked the options zones, which we'll look at in more detail later. Anyway, on the daily level, we're short. Yesterday, we weren't able to accept the short for the moment. Today, we took liquidity from the previous candle, which is basically the daily liquidity, okay? And now let's see, as I was saying, we've taken the daily liquidity, so for now, even the daily candle is almost reversing, so we really need to pay close attention. On the 4-hour chart for now, guys, besides this daily fair value gap that we have here, we also have a short fair value gap that has been respected, so at the moment, we're really short. Anyway, the weekly mitigation is probably at 50%, not perfect, but we did mitigate it here, as you can see, with the liquidity grab. Technically, I would try going long. So for today, looking a bit at the 4-hour candle and especially at how the daily candle is developing, I would definitely look for longs. Let's move to the 1-hour chart. On the 1 hour, nothing to note except for this almost engulfing reversal, even though here it didn't grab liquidity before moving. We're starting to accept price above the midnight level. We'll see what happens at the New York Open. Okay, but technically, I really like the long setup. Let's move to the 15-minute chart. Then after that, we'll mark out the liquidity levels. On the 15-minute chart, what I'm interested in seeing is definitely this fair value gap that held. Okay. This here is a short fair value gap on the 15-minute chart and it held, so we're short. After that, it also created another one here that's holding as well. If this gets broken, guys, we absolutely switch. We definitely go long. Let's also mark here a BPR on the 15-minute chart. Really nice to mitigate. So, to go long, this is definitely an area of interest for us. But guys, we're starting to turn around, okay? The price is just starting to move. For sure, breaking this level, guys, could lead to a really significant long, okay? Where could we target? We'll take a look at that in a moment. So let's switch to the 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute, let's check out all our liquidity zones. This is the daily liquidity, okay? Which we've already taken. Let's mark London for now and see what happens. Then let's mark London down here as well, and we'll also see what happens there, especially at the New York Open. Let's mark the Asian session. The Asian session is really nice at this level. Down here, they've already taken it, as we've already seen on this, okay? Then we have the New York afternoon liquidity, which is this one up here, and this one here that we've already taken, okay? Which was yesterday evening's low, around 8 o'clock. So that's fine, okay, we're good here, they've closed everything here. This is probably Wednesday's liquidity. Let's mark it anyway, but in my opinion, they're keeping it out. Alright, we've marked everything that matters to us. Later, I'll show you the option zones, okay? We'll look at them later. For now, I've moved them over here to the right because what matters to us is the trading activity in. As far as London is concerned and as far as the market opening is concerned. So, we're short on that, no doubt about it, but we're starting to reverse, okay? So once this fair value gap is broken, guys, we'll definitely be looking at much more interesting long zones. Alright, for now we've broken through. What can we try to do? So, the possible trades, guys, unfortunately, the price has already moved up pretty strongly, but I would look for longs on the 15-minute BPR, okay? To target this liquidity and possibly yesterday's midnight level, because we have dynamic liquidity that we absolutely need to go after. And as for shorts, on the other hand, we need to be a bit careful because, well, if it doesn't want to break through this very large fair value gap here, the price could stop at this level, and at that point, once it grabs liquidity at this level, we could look for a day trap and then target the midnight level and possibly the BPR, or even a continuation. These are two trades, guys, that, as far as the chart is concerned right now, are both pretty risky, okay? Because every time we've seen that the price also grabs the dynamic liquidity that's been left behind, but still, we're strongly short, okay? So this move here, this movement could be nothing more than a liquidity grab at this level to push it down. Anyway, the long right now looks good. I like it. So if we leave this area out, I try to enter on the BPR to gradually take all the liquidity. So I'd look to take a partial profit at this level and possibly at this other one, okay? If instead the long continues and we don't get an entry opportunity, because as you can see here, there aren't many chances to get in on this long, we'll see if during the Asian session or New York afternoon it grabs liquidity and then starts a continuation short, like it's been doing lately. But please, guys, be really extremely careful, because the charts are looking pretty ugly, okay? August is finally coming to an end, luckily. We'll see in September if things get better. August definitely hasn't been one of the best months. Let's also take a look at the options zones, and possibly the trades we can take, where we have several areas of interest that we'll check out now. Let's switch the chart back to 15 minutes to get a better idea of where they are. Let's start with the first call, which is at 23,440. So the midpoint is between 23,430 and 23,450. Let's check the second call, which is 23,590 and 23,610. And then let's look at the puts, which are between 22,910 and 22,890. And the second put, which is 22,705 and 22,685. How can we use these, our option zones? As always, guys, the reversals. When they react in these zones, okay, or we can even go hunting to catch them. If the price were to reverse and reach this level, guys, this area here, this call here is very interesting because it could at the long from today It could even reach these levels and from here then possibly pull back a bit and start a little bit of distribution. As for this very, very strong short, the price started off this morning in a really annoying way. Let's take a look at it for a moment, guys, just briefly. Look, it crashed by 120 points and then took off again without ever giving an entry point. It's August. These things are normal, guys, so let's not be surprised by this stuff. Things will get better in September. Let's also take a look at SP. I'll give you the option zones for SP as well. Unfortunately, the price, well, this morning when they were calculated, it had already reached that level. There was nothing we could do, guys. These are moves you just can't catch, okay? So, the first call goes from 64.25 to 64.35. The second call goes from 64.50 to 64.60. Put 1 goes from 63.65 to 63.55, and put 2 is between 63.20 and 63.10. Alright guys, let's go back to NQ for a moment and draw some final conclusions, okay? As you can see, unfortunately the price is taking off, so most likely we're going to be left out. Be extremely careful with your trades. I've already mentioned the possible short from this level. Otherwise, you know that in an option zone, statistically, that's what happens, at least in one option zone. The price will get there. So if it does, if it really starts going long, guys, we need to be very careful. For it to go long, the price needs to be accepted above here. If the price is accepted above the Asian session, then for sure we'll head to this point. And once we reach yesterday's midnight level in the 4-hour fair value gap, there's really not much left, just 114 points to go to reach the zone, the zero zone of Itakel. So really, guys, be very, very careful. If you're not sure about the trades, stay out, and I'll see you live today at the market open. Also, I want to remind you that if you like our content, please, guys, any interaction with the channel really helps us grow. So that's all for today. A big hug from your Dave, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys, see you next week. Bye everyone.